Hey everyone, it's Friday 1940 here. Today we're taking a look at Stormworks. This is LCU-1628, something I'm currently working on. This ATV, I don't remember the name of it, but it's made by CTF Raven. It's not out yet. He let me take a look at it so I can test it out, just basically to see how it fits, and it barely fits on this LCU. At the moment we're going towards LST-46. And you can see here the visibility is not too great. Actually, I had to lower the ramp because I really need this thing to have the super low profile to fit inside the well deck. It actually does fit in the well deck. We're going to see if we can get the ATV or light vehicle off first. And if we could park that up inside, well, then we can make an attempt to get the LCU parked in the well deck. But it's kind of wonky. The times I have done it, it's been pretty nuts. Basically, you're going against how Stormworks floods everything really rapidly, and it's not great. But it actually did lead me to make changes to LST-46. The clearance for the ramp gate basically is higher, so you can get in with a higher level drafted boat. And also, I adjusted how the ballast system moves water around, because in the previous release version of LST-46, you had to actually always treat the ballast water to get rid of it, and what that caused was this huge freeze up of moving ballast water if you had to get rid of it to ballast down the ship, because or get the ballast water off the ship because maybe this LCU is too big and heavy. So well, anyways, we'll take a look at it. We'll see how we can do this. Yeah, this is but so far I've been having a lot of fun with this boat. You can see the visibility now is not great, but if you get up close to it, you can kind of see that we're, well, actually we might be going a little too slow. Got our speed knots here. We've got our depth indicator down that way, and this is the heading. There we go, getting pretty close now. Basically, I'm going to wait till we feel a thud, because that'll be us hitting the ramp on Tortuga, and then we'll lower our ramp and then drive this guy on board. So that'll be pretty cool. Actually, let's see if we can get an external view. Yeah, we're pretty much there. Here it goes. Okay. I think we're set. We got the basic. Oh, this is the bilge here. If I open this door, because it's sitting so low, water's just going to pour in. Let's see if we can do this before we cause the ship to sink. Alright, cool. So the ramp control over here is this guy, so we can lower it some more. Lower it some more. Alright, that's pretty neat. And then I have not driven this thing, so we'll see how I do. I'm assuming driver's seat, engine start. Parking brake is off. Just go forward. Yeah, there we go. Oh man. Let's make sure we get pictures of this. This is pretty dang cool. Wow. Look at that. That is super neat. Okay, look at that. We're on board. Awesome. Alright, let's just park this up over here. Hopefully this stays put. Oh man, that's sliding a lot. Parking brake's on. Engine is off. Good, we're going to call it at that. Okay, yeah, so this is taller back here. You know what we need? We need some cool well deck lights. Can't do well deck operations without the cool well deck lights. In real life, this ship is based off the Whidbey Island class LSDs, and in real life, the catwalks over here, actually it's all open space, but I couldn't do that because I think it would have made the buoyancy of the ship be all sorts of crazy, because this would just be a whole cavernous spot that didn't count towards the buoyancy. So this is now sealed to just give us a little help. Okay, so what do we want to do here? You know what I should have done with LST-46 is part of the changes I've made was I also put these winches to pull the LCU out. I should have put some up forward so I can pull the ship in, because what we're going to have to do here is going to be a little nuts, but we'll have to first raise the ramp just a little smidge. Let's get this just so we can see still. That's good enough. And then we're going to have to actually We're gonna have to help sink the ship a little bit. Let's see what the water levels are at. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, we might be able to think about this here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to overcome that. So let's go ahead and flood the stern tanks. We'll keep the pumps going. And then we're going to try and just help ourselves to push ourselves inboard. And if we can get that going, I think that we'll be able to get on board. But it happens pretty rapidly, basically. Once we get past that tipping point, this whole thing is going to submerge quite a bit. And the wall of water over here will just be nuts because Stormworks doesn't blend in the level of water smoothly. You'll see it makes a big level here, and then it just like droplets down, but it's actually really flooding, so you'll see the thing escalate in its sinking. It's pretty nuts. So yeah, while we wait for that, this is like a little security closet that's got rifle ammo and stuff. I think I'm pretty close to releasing this. I don't know that there's a lot more that I can do here. This is machine gun ammo, of course. This is the ramp control you guys saw. This is the fire main access. There's a fire main tank, a fire main pump if you have to repair it. And in there is a dial for the level and the control to refill it if you need to. The fire main just goes to this one station. That's all we got. This just has some sensor in there, a compass sensor, some pumps for the exhaust and the air intake. That's the air intake one, actually. If you need to repair that, there's some welding torches inside there. What's the water level looking like inside the pilot house? And this has the antenna for, we've got the NN Link by Cool Cat Kid, I think is the name. Sorry, I don't remember quite what it was, but we've got that system there. We also have it on the LSD. This opens the engine access door, so you can actually see what the engine looks like if you got to repair it too. And that's the fuel tank over there on that side. All right, so that's locked. Aft ramp control, we'll leave that closed for now. This is a refuel access point, just to be able to plug in the hose from the shore side and then turn that on. It'll start taking the fuel in and pumping it into our fuel tank. What else do we have? I think that's about it. So inside the pilot house, this is where you would control, you see this bilge water. This bilge pump is going when you turn the engine on. So as long as the engine's running, that should be on. And then when we open this door, the water comes in, so this is just pumping it overboard. Engine room has some water. That doesn't turn on automatically, so I'll have to check that. That's just strange. It should have, unless it's in some weird corner, but I think it should siphon that water up, so I'll have to take a look at that. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh, we're getting in there. I wonder if we can like help speed it up. We're slowly getting this is so cool. Oh, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. Okay, let's go faster. Faster. Oh, let me get the better view of this. There we go. Look at that. That is so cool. Ever since I made LHA2, I always wanted to make an LCU, because I saw pictures of LHA2 in real life, the Saipan, because I forget what I was doing. I was researching something, and I saw they had a well deck, and there's tons of pictures of them from the LCU, and I don't know, it's just so cool to be able to do that, and I couldn't do that with that ship, so I made LSD-46 just to have a well deck. And of course, now that that's released, I was wanting to very much so get a working LCU that fits, and we are almost in. What's holding us up here? Let's see if we can get over the hump there. Not quite, not quite. What's going on? Maybe we need more water. Not sure what we're stuck on. We're almost in though, and the ship's not really sinking. Knock on wood. Oh man, we got like full power in. Let's wiggle. You can see there's that wall of water I'm talking about. It's not quite level, so we don't have the actual effect of like driving into a flooded space. So I don't know how that works with like this contraption here, but I'm not sure what we're stuck on because yesterday when I was testing this out, when I first built a working hull, we were able to do it. So what's different today? We're definitely clear of the thing too vertically, so that's good. That's really nice actually. You know what we can try and do? If I can just try and let's get out of this. We'll have some throttle in, but we'll basically leave that. Yeah, I'm thinking if we just close that stern door, maybe that'll work. It'll just push the boat the rest of the way. And you see that stupid wall of water? That just drives me crazy. And the ship's going to kind of like sink because of that. Alright, we can stop doing that. We can empty the tanks. And then let's close the door. Oh, it's pinching us, darn it. It doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. Nope. Alright, well maybe the boat will drive in over... Yeah, it's doing it by itself, so now we can close the door. Good, we are locked. Nice, nice, nice. And that's it. So we're going to basically... Look at that, there's 300,000 liters of water in the well deck right now, but we don't really see it because the way that it floods it makes it look all strange. So we are discharging water out of these like flank tanks here, the port and starboard stern tanks. So that's going to help us raise out of the water a little bit, because at the moment we are probably looking like we're sinking. Let's go ahead and turn this engine off now that we're on deck. So that is mega cool. Alright, we can turn that off too. Turn that off. I'll have to investigate that. And then the engine, just like that. Everything else should be turned off. All that stuff should be dead. Cool. Whoa, there is a lot of water in here all of a sudden. Oh, that's just weird. It's weird how flooding works in this game. Can we actually... Yeah, we can do that. Put our stern ramp down. We can put our forward one down some more. There we go. We're all set here. 1628. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go flying around the boat, so you can see here the stern is just like really underwater. So what I've done to modify the ship to kind of help it is, for one, those tanks are filled with water, so as they get drained out through these ports, the stern will raise again. But we can also help it by adjusting our ballast and stuff. And this is why I like to go crazy detailed, or not I guess crazy detailed, but go pretty crazy with having some systems that you could tinker with, because I think it's kind of fun. So these pumps are the fuel and ballast water pumps. So green is the salt water on the ship, ballast water, and then the yellow is the fuel. So what we can do to help our case right now, remember our stern is really flooded, so we want to move our... so 3 and 4 are the tanks that are taking fuel right now, so they're completely full, and 3 and 4 are the aft port and starboard tanks. So remember, port even, starboard odd, so 4 is the port aft tank, 3 is the aft starboard tank. So we want to take fuel in to the forward tanks from tank 3 and tank 4, so we can move fuel as much as possible. You see we're kind of topped up, so we don't have a lot of wiggle room, but we can go ahead and try and recover some fuel, make the stern a little bit lighter. The big one is the ballast tanks here, so we can turn the, let's see here, basically let's stop, actually discharge, yeah, that's fine, discharge valve. Okay, we'll stop taking water in the sea chest, so we'll lower the amount of liquid there. And also we've got this system over here that I can basically, this is also remotely controlling those stern tanks that I was talking about, so you can see they're emptying right now. This thing is special here. This is what I added post-release of LST46. So you can do the stern flank tanks connect, and then you can tank these things in. And so what this is going to do is, these stern tanks, they're emptying right now because we had put ballast water in them from the ocean just to lower it for that evolution, and now they're draining. But you can watch this when I say like we want to take water out of 4 and 3, the ballast water, so we'll do tank out. So water is going to come out of that. We can also tank it into up forward, and water should also start going over here Yeah, it's slowly filling these tanks up. So it's slowly doing it because there's a lot of pumps to discharge this water out right now. So we've got some flow rate coming in there. And yeah, so over time, it's going to take a while, but you can see the liquid is actually going down. It'll fill these 4 tanks up, and it's also going to discharge over the side. And then over time, the stern will rise, and then it'll be nice and level again. So that's as good as I think I can get it, but I'm actually really pleased that we can get the ship with an actual LCU. It does over time. I know for a fact it will come up because I've done it previous night just to test it out before I put a lot more work into the LCU. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely stand by for the LCU to release. It's not really that detailed or anything like that. I think it's just a fun little add-on to go with the LSD-46 now that that's released. And thank you guys for the success with that. I think last I saw had like 3,000 downloads or something, which is really neat. So it's really cool to make something, and I know that some people are actually enjoying it, so it's really cool. Yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!